1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Who are you?
Jean Chretien. Bienvenue to the 2014, and it's also a great occasion to say hello tonight. The title or the award called the Canadian Comedy Icon. Yes, Icon Award. I don't know. A proof is a proof. What kind of a proof? It's a proof. A proof is a proof. And when you have a good proof, it's because it's proof.
When asked about his plans after retirement, Chretien was careful with his choice of words.
So I cannot comment on something that I don't know. I have enough problem with the problem that I know. So I don't want then that I don't know.
Do you think, though, that mace equals freedom? Some of the protesters were maced.
What do you say?
Some of the protesters were maced. Does mace equal freedom? Would you have been maced yourself back then, Prime Minister Chretien?
But I don't know what you mean by that.
Mace, pepper spray, some other members of the
but I don't
media?
know. This technique did not exist in those days. For me, pepper, I put it on my plate. Next.
Do-do-do-loot-do.
Do. And a lot of people will agree with you today, but I cannot say that I agree to do with you today.
You see, now that's a Chretien quote. I have no idea what he said.
He came face to face with one of the demonstrators. Suddenly, Chretien took the man by the back of the neck. His other hand was over the protester's mouth. He pushed him aside. Seconds later, another protester approached the Prime Minister. Chretien knocked over the bullhorn that was in his hands. This was all over in a matter of seconds. The Prime Minister grabbing a protester by the back of the neck and pushing him aside.
But I grabbed him by the neck.
You did?
Yeah, but you know, he was a bit too close. I don't know. What happened?
I don't know.
I grabbed him by the neck
Yes.
and flip him over.
Right.
And on the other side came
What do you mean
another
you
guy.
flip him over?
You know, I just flip him over. You know, it's, Well, you know, see, if you don't know, the cameras were there. Some people came in my way. It might been I had to go, so if you're in my way, I'm walking. So I don't know what happened. If you happen something to somebody, you should not have been there. We will soon introduce legislation to decriminalize possession of small amounts of marijuana. Don't start to smoke right away.
He's got a book out, you know.
He has a book out, you know.
He's got a book out, you know.
He has a book out, you know. You know, it is a guy who makes beer in a micro brewery who made that. So the people told me in Shawinigan, my hometown, go. Good, it's a nice, you know, and I'm smiling. So it's reflect the mood of the day. I'm pleased to come from Quebec. It's a little bit speaking on both sides of their mouth, something that everyone knows I cannot do. If I told you in Ottawa that if my grandmother had wheels, she might have been a bus. From New Brunswick in Ontario, our neighbor. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour.
It's like we're all in a coma. We need a hero, someone to ride in on your wakeboard if that's what you want, and wake us all up, you know, please, for the sake of the country. Roll back the big rock of your retirement and rise up again and resurrect the country.
Because my initials are GC.
Your what?
So I will...
JC, absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
So he's a guy who resurrects one day.
Exactly.
So you want me to do the same?
I do.
So,
With that or that?
whatever you prefer. Oh! Fantastic.
This is a major breach of security. It happened quickly, and it caught police officers unaware.
The government was made accountable. Because it sure as hell doesn't happen in this country.
What's your name? What's the problem, anyway?
My name's
Billy Eichner. Pie throwing incident, just
I don't comment about it. No comment.
Well, this certainly isn't the first time. It's just the latest in a series of pie attacks. You might remember former Premier Jacques Parizeau took a pie in the face and laid assault charges. That trial is due in December. Intergovernmental Affairs Minister Stéphane Dion also brought charges after this attack. His attackers received suspended sentences and community service. Pierre Pettigrew, who's now Minister of International Trade, didn't pursue charges after this. Nor did this Montreal mayoralty candidate, the former chief of police, and former mayor Jean Doré was nailed by protesters live on TV. Also, the former head of the English rights group in Quebec was struck during a Saint-Jean-Baptiste Day parade.